Greetings everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to look at the introduction to biology. First of all, what is biology? What is biology? So if you look at the word biology, it's a combination of two words. It's a combination of two words. We have bio and logy here. We have bio and logy. So bio means life. Logy means study. Therefore, biology, in simple terms, is the study of living organisms. The study of living organisms. That is biology. Now, biology as a whole is like a tree. And you know that a tree has branches. So, biology is like the stem or the tree which has branches. Now let's look at these branches of biology. We'll not look at all of them, we'll just look at some branches of biology. So, branches of biology. Number one, we can talk of zoology. Zoology is simply the study of animals. Zoology is the study of animals. Okay, the study of animals is called zoology. We also have another branch which is called entomology. Entomology is simply the study of insects. This is the study of insects. This is the study of insects. As simple as that. We have another branch, okay, which is called Botany. Botany is simply the study of plants. So this is the study of plants. We have another branch. Remember that I said that the term biology is like a tree, the stem which has branches. Okay, now these branches are the ones we're looking at now. We've looked at zoology so far, entomology, and the botany. We also have ecology, which is also a combination of two words, eco and logy. So now, what is ecology? Ecology is the study of interactions of living organisms among each other or with each other and the non-living environment. Examples of non-living environment, we have rivers, lakes, ponds, and parks like national parks or game parks. Okay, so ecology is the study. You are studying how those living organisms interact with each other in the non-living environment. That is ecology. And under ecology, you also look at ecosystem, the issue of population, community, and niche, habitat, and also examples of habitats, terrestrial and aquatic habitats. All right. To mention but a few, there is also under ecology, we also look at how energy is transferred from one organism to another. So we still have a long way to go. This is just an introduction to biology. We will look at these branches in detail. So this is the study of interactions of living organisms with each other and the non-living environment. Then number 5, we have genetics. Genetics is also a branch of biology. This is an interesting branch of biology. Genetics, this is the study of inherited information in the form of genes. How information or genes are transferred from one generation to another. The expression, the transformation of these genes, and how other genes, for instance, even infections or conditions, inherited diseases such as hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, we have red, green color blindness, albinism, how those are transferred from one generation to another. That is the genetics. Okay. Number 6, let me just write it from here. 6. The 6th branch of biology, we can look at biochemistry. Biochemistry. Biochemistry, this is the study of processes that take place inside the inside the body of living organisms. Processes that take place inside for example, when you eat something, there is digestion that takes place. There is physical digestion first, which takes place in the mouth by the use of teeth, which is just physical or mechanical digestion. Then there is what we call chemical digestion. This is the type of digestion where enzymes are used. Okay, enzymes and the other chemicals such as hydrochloric acid, in case of in the stomach, hydrochloric acid. So those processes, those are what we call, that is biochemistry. There's a chemistry taking place there. When you take medicine, what takes place? The reactions the reaction that take place inside the body. That's what we call biochemistry. We'll dig deeper into these branches of biology. Okay. For now, let's just end on biochemistry. All right. Now, remember I said that biology is the study of living organisms. There is life here. Living organisms and not dead organisms. Now, how can you know that this organism is living? How can you know? Come with me as we are looking at characteristic features or properties of living organisms. We'll write them from here. Write them from here. So let's write characteristic features or properties of living organisms. How can you know that whether this thing is living or non-living thing? Now, let's look at this. Number 1, there is what we call movement. Movement or locomotion. Movement and locomotion. There is a slight difference between movement and locomotion, and you need to know the difference. Now, movement, this is when one part of the body is changing location. Like what I'm doing here. This is the movement of this arm. I'm moving my arm like this. This is movement. Now, when I move from this point to this point, an entire body relocate. That is locomotion. Therefore, movement or locomotion takes place in animals such as human beings and even insects, they locomote because an entire body relocates or moves from one place to another, while movement only part of that organism rotates or changes position. All right, that is movement or locomotion. If it is moving, by the way, if it's moving, you can tell that, oh, maybe it's a living thing. If it's locomoting, or yes, locomoting, you can tell it's a living thing. But don't conclude that it's a living thing, because even wind can cause movement. Meanwhile, an organism is dead. Let's look at another property. There is what you call feeding or nutrition. Feeding or nutrition. So if an organism is feeding, just know that it's living. Nutrition refers to different methods by which living organisms obtain food. You have saprophytic nutrition, you have autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Then under autotrophic can be divided into those that are phototrophic and heterotrophic. Those that need light for them to manufacture food, and those that need chemicals for them to manufacture food. Then on the other hand, where you have heterotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition is divided into three categories or three groups. You have saprophytic nutrition, you also have parasitic nutrition, and you also have holozoic nutrition. Anyway, we'll also dig deeper into these characteristics. All right, another feature that that tells us that an organism is living or dead or non-living, we have what is known as the respiration. Now, respiration, this is the release of energy from food substances inside tissue cells. Okay, inside tissue cells, the release of energy from food substances inside tissue cells. Now, there are two types of respiration. There is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And aerobic respiration, this is the release of energy from food substances inside tissue cells by using oxygen. So in aerobic respiration, there is the use of oxygen. Oxygen is used for energy to be released. Anaerobic, oxygen is not needed for energy to be released. It's under respiration that we also look at gaseous exchange in human beings, in fish, and the other living organisms. But mostly in human beings and in fish. And you know that in fish, gaseous exchange takes place in gills. Then in human beings, gaseous exchange takes place in lungs, okay, in ovuli or ovulus or air sacs, if you like. That is respiration. If it breathes, then just know that that is it's living. Until all these all the characteristics are right down are correct, or else it's dead. An organism is dead. So we have respiration. Number 4, reproduction. Reproduction. What is reproduction? Reproduction, as this word is also a combination of two words. We have re and production. So the word re, it means that this thing, it has already been produced. So production is the creation of utility. I've used a commerce definition. The production of utility or usefulness, production of something that has not yet been produced, that is production. Then if you continue producing what you already produced, then it becomes reproduction. Now, according to biology, what is reproduction? Reproduction is the process by which living organisms produce offspring. And these offspring are of the same kind. In fact, they are like to the parent organism. Now, reproduction also can be divided into two. You can have sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, this is where offspring are produced by fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes, these are sexy cells, okay? Where you have the the ovum and the sperm cell. They combine, join, and then there is fertilization, then blah 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 blah, and other things. That is sexual reproduction. There is the fusion of male sexy cell and the female sexy cell. Okay, so sexual implies that you need to have a male organism and a female organism. If it's male, that is not sexual reproduction. If it's female, it's not sexual reproduction. According to biology, it's proven that you need a female and a male for sexual reproduction to be effective. Then asexual reproduction. Now, most of you make mistake when it comes to asexual reproduction. You think that asexual reproduction only takes place in plants. No. Asexual reproduction, this is the type of reproduction where one parent produce offspring without fusion of gametes. So one parent doesn't need a mate or a partner for it to produce. No. That is asexual reproduction, like amoeba, or binary fission, fragmentation. Those are examples of asexual reproduction. Remember that other plants, flowering plants, they undergo sexual reproduction, not asexual. So don't say sexual reproduction, this is the type of reproduction that takes place in plants. No. All right. That is about reproduction. If it's able to reproduce, okay, or to multiply, then it is a living organism. All right. Number 5, growth. Growth, if it can grow, or if it grows, then it's living. The growth here, this is the permanent increase in mass, okay, or girth, mass and girth of an organism. It's a permanent increase. It's growing. If it's growing, then just know that that organism is living. That is about growth. Number 6. Number 6, we have sensitivity. Okay, sensitivity or irritability. Okay. Sensitivity or irritability is another characteristic feature of living organisms. All right? Now, what is sensitivity? Sensitivity or irritability is the ability to respond to stimuli. Stimuli is something that causes an organism to respond. For example, if someone calls you, oh, Jane or Moses, if you respond, then sound is a stimulus. Okay? Sound is a stimulus. Now, you, by virtue of responding, it means that you are living, you are not dead. So that is sensitivity. If someone touches you or pricks you with pen or anything, then you turn or respond, that shows that you are living. Okay, so we've looked at 6, and number 7, which will be the last one in this video, is excretion. Excretion. Excretion, this is the removal of toxic metabolic wastes from the body through excretory organs. Okay, the removal of toxic metabolic waste from the body through excretory what? Organs. Let me use an example of human beings. Human beings have excretory organs, or there is waste that is manufactured in the body. When we eat, when we drink, okay, when we eat something, or when you eat food, or when you drink water, there are chemical reactions. Remember biochemistry there? As one of the branches of biology, there are chemical processes that take place. Now, examples of excretory organs here, we have the lungs. Lungs are excretory organs of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is toxic. It's not needed by the body, so it is excreted out. We also have the liver. The liver is an excretory organ of bile. Bile is not needed. Bile is needed because there is a pigment, there is a part of bile that is needed, which is bile pigment, which is needed in the emulsification of fats. But that is the excretory product of the liver. And also the liver also is an excretory organ of urea. That's where urea is manufactured. When urea is manufactured, it is transported to the kidneys here. Now these kidneys, that's where excretion of sweat, excess salt, excess water is done. Okay. Now the excretory product after that is urine. You have the skin. The skin is an excretory organ of for sweat and excess water, salt and excess water. Okay, we have other products. Now, we don't want to make this video too long. We'll end here. Remember what we've covered. We've looked at the definition of biology, and also we've looked at branches of biology and characteristics of living organisms. So what I would urge you is that study. This is just the beginning of the lesson. In the next lesson, or in the next meeting, we'll be looking at cells. Under cells, in fact, before cells, we look at the processes inside the body, cells like anabolism, catabolism, metabolism, those terms. And then from there, we'll look at cells. Under cells, look at the microscopes, specialized cells. Then from cells, we'll look at osmosis or transport across the cell membrane, still under cells. Then from there, look at enzymes. Enzyme will be following the way the syllabus is until we finish. All right. So now remember to join us here for online classes. It's not a guarantee that we'll be having all the lessons on YouTube, but we'll be having just the clips, having parts of the lessons, but main lessons will be taking place here at Nostec Academy, and online via WhatsApp. That's where we'll be conducting our online lessons. And the other thing is that, please, if you've enjoyed the lessons, consider liking, subscribing, even commenting. If you have a question, ask. We have people who can answer in the comment section. Ask, and may you be blessed.